What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another career resimulation on Madden 21, and today we are going to be doing the wide receiver Josh Gordon. That's the way I said that, sure. A man who, kind of felt like Julio Jones, right? For a moment in his first 2 years, he kind of felt like he could be like a Julio Jones type, which would be insane, and I think it's not really far off the realm of possibility, but unfortunately, off the field stuff, we're not going to get too deep into it, because of course this is a career simulation of his NFL career, not his stoner career. I know it goes a little bit further than, marijuana, bro. So it's not just simply like weed issues, but, long story short, suspended a lot, could never really get his career on track, and if I'm not mistaken, he was quoted that he was high half the time while playing. So, there's that. That probably doesn't help you out too much. But overall, we have Josh Gordon, who obviously went in the supplemental draft. So, I'm just going to have him here as a 7th round talent just because we're re-simming. And I still haven't really decided whether we're going to base it off of how good they were going in or how good we know they are now. So I'm just going to always make them based that way playing-wise, and then the draft, I think, just where they went, I think is kind of fair. Land him as a steal at this point. I don't know if Josh Gordon can find a team, though, he would be an automatic number 1. Maybe the Patriots, number 2 wide receiver. The Browns, obviously, at the time, he was by far their best talent. And even here, if he joined the Patriots, he'd be their best number 1 wide receiver, but not by overall. So we're going to see who drafts him. I'm kind of curious. I don't imagine, even with how good he is here that we've made him, he would be higher than like a 5th round pick. So I'm just going to skip to around the 4th and see what, what happens. Of course, didn't scout him because I don't want the Browns just to get him because, we forced the scouting. You see Josh Gordon is still there with an 8.0 combine grade, of course. He was said to have run a 4.3, which he was deceptively fast just because he had a really big frame. Those strides were just insane. Josh Gordon is still there. But, yeah, he was very, very fast, even if he didn't look it. He obviously covered some distance in quite a fast pace. And, of course, we do see Josh Gordon is gone. No idea where he is. Maybe he's even on this team. And ironically enough, he actually does go to the Patriots. I'm not going to say what are the chances, but that's pretty insane. He's 21 years old, of course. Hidden development trait, 76 overall. And these are the ratings we gave him, which I think are extremely fair. Decent stiff arm, decent juke move, okay spin move, okay trucking. As far as his, ability to run, 95 speed, 93 excel. You could even make the argument that it could be faster than that. Decent route running, solid catching, specifically in traffic. A very good day 1 starter, obviously. And then I didn't go anything crazy, just gave him star development trait. And don't mind the coach name, I do not care. Patriots rocking an 85 overall. It's a little surprising. Maybe he should just be the number 1 out the gate, because with these ratings, he would definitely emerge as the number 1 very quickly. This man, with the age he has, the team he joined, considering Cam Newton being a sim god, we could see him, I wouldn't maybe say past Jerry Rice, but he could get very close here. And we can see here the Patriots do make the postseason. We got Devin McCourty potentially retiring now. 9-7. Okay season. Obviously, Cam Newton's going to be crushing the numbers. So what about Josh? And not a bad, year 1 performance. 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Could see himself going to superstar. That probably also locked up. Well, maybe not probably, but yeah, I was about to say, the good chance at MVP. Rookie of the year, anyways. Best wide receiver, he was only number 6, believe it or not. So maybe a Pro Bowler. Kind of depends on if any of these teams can make the postseason themselves, or the Super Bowl, anyways. As you see the Patriots winning 1 game, going on the divisional round, and they lose to the Ravens, but a really good showing. I don't want to really... Can you look at the postseason stats of your guys after the fact, or is that just not a thing? That's really annoying, because I don't want to look every single season, because it's, it's kind of annoying. I suppose this is actually a pretty easy way to look at it for the season. So In the game they won against the Titans, not good at all, but against the Ravens, he went off. Nearly 200 yards with 2 touchdowns. That's unfortunate, though, that they just lost. How do you lose with a performance like that from your rookie? Winner of the Super Bowl is the Washington football team over the Jaguars. I'd be all about a Super Bowl between those two teams. I'll be honest with you. Sliders only at 125 at the moment, but with his high dev, his young age, and solid season, he's obviously going to be a very high overall very quickly, especially with his dev to superstar. I suppose... See, I wish I could just make it where, you know, for these experiment videos' sake, I can turn on dev regression. But I think realistically, I'm just going to keep it on. But if he sucks, I'm just going to lower him. Because it's only fair, right? Like, if they can't go down, I've got to do it then. All right, so the Patriots draft, even with pick 27, looks pretty good. However, how many damn tight ends do you need? Oh, he's pretty good, though. How many damn tight ends do you need? LaRon Forney, really solid guy. Looks like a starter out the gates. Then they get a DT, 73 overall there. 71 overall tackle, no hidden. 71 overall DT, that is hidden. Terrence Williams. And the rest, no one cares about. Thought maybe a quarterback. I know Cam is good, but he is, like, old, and he starts off as a really low overall. All right, so no postseason this time. 8-8, though, so still a good season. Cam Newton, the glitch of EA, does it again. Josh Gordon, yards are there, touchdowns are not. That whole Jerry Rice thing, it's kind of being squashed a bit here. The Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. No dev up for Gordon. No dev up for Cam. No dev down for Gordon. I don't think he deserves to go down. He obviously had a pretty good season. Again, they go for a quarterback in the 3rd round. Maybe he should go a little bit higher. I know Cam's doing well, but once again, how long can he last? You know, that's all I'm going to say. That's what they asked my wife, and she said not very long. And the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. Not taking the division, though. And Trey Lance, I didn't even notice that. Apparently is the quarterback here. All right, sure. I mean, I'm not going to argue it. Josh Gordon, best season yet. Obviously balling out. Could get himself a dev up. Probably not good enough for best valuable wide receiver. But number two, not bad. Yeah, I did say best valuable wide receiver. Stop. The Jets, who won the division, are playing against us, and they cannot beat us. Josh Gordon's former team, not that he has any recollection of it, does take us down. Let's actually take a look at those numbers. Once again, you can't see the stats for him. Like, the numbers are pretty good, though. You can't see the stats for his playoff games after the fact, so we might as well look every time here. So the wild card, really good. And in the divisional, you can't blame them. You know, very good team in that divisional as well. So only losing by 3, not the worst. As you know, they're probably about to win another Super Bowl here, and they do. Let's take a look at Josh Gordon, who does not go up in dev. Obviously, Trey Lance does. I'm obviously not going to force devs up because the team is already, pretty damn good the way it is. But yeah, really solid squad. The Patriots are really good. I mean, in real life, they should be good. But in Madden, I mean, if Mac Jones can develop, especially if he already starts as star, they are a really good team. So I am kind of glad that we, didn't go with them. I mean, we still could do it for an offline league, but kind of glad we didn't go with them because realistically, they are kind of a little too good. O-line's the toughest position to get in real life, realistically, and in Madden. So them having easily the best, well, maybe not easily the best, but a very good top 3 offensive line, definitely helps quite a bit. As we're going to take a look at the draft recap, pick 26, you get him in a linebacker. Dunbar, fast as hell. Free safety, 6'4", not very fast, but potential. DT Terry Fitzpatrick. So not a great draft at all, to be honest. Not at all. Going to the playoffs, we have another playoff berth, but of course only 8-8. I'm really surprised they made it as Trey Lance is crushing it. A.J. Dillon is starting running back here, and Josh Gordon kind of re-entering the chance to beat Jerry Rice. It really comes down to how long he can play. I will say, though, I don't expect him to play into his 40s, especially in Madden, but, we'll see. Trey Lance, the number 2 guy for MVP, but obviously winning a lot of stuff in the AFC, and still not good enough to get best wide receiver. Jamison Crowder, apparently, is the guy. I also don't expect a win here, and of course, we do not win this time. We could probably just look straight at the single game stats, because obviously we only had one single game, got destroyed in it as well. The Bears get their revenge against the Browns, right? They just played, if I'm not mistaken. Trey Lance did not have a good game. Josh Gordon did. I'm not even going to look. No. Also, Josh Gordon gets to X Factor. Trey Lance should be superstar. 25 years old as an X Factor is obviously a win. Where the hell is it? There it is. Abilities, deep out, deep in. Maybe not deep out. I guess red zone threat. Max security makes sense, but double me makes more sense. And that's what we're going to rock with. So, I mean, doubt he gets a Jerry Rice status, but one of the best sims possible coming up potentially here. Back in the postseason, but more than just the postseason, we actually get a bye week. Well, I guess not really more than it's just a better postseason. Trey Lance crushes it. Dylan really hasn't been great. And then Gordon, less than last year. You know, these couple other wide receivers and, you know, receivers coming up. But still a really good season. Still X-Factor worthy. Obviously, no point in checking the awards because obviously if he hasn't won best wide receiver with that 18 touchdown, 1,300-yard season, he ain't going to win it there. And Gilmore looks like he's playing his last season here for the Patriots. Going against the Chiefs again and losing by a ton again. The obvious favorites going into it with the bye week and yet don't even come close to a victory. And a massive high-scoring 3-9 Super Bowl victory for the Chiefs. Wow. I looked at all the guys. No hiddens, but some pretty talented players, obviously. Like this guy, 6 foot tall, 21, super fast-looking. Josh Gordon's replacement, maybe? I don't know. To be fair, Josh Gordon would have needed a contract by now. It seems as if they said, yeah, you can have the contract, pal. I'd like to see what the money looks like, but it does not surprise me one bit that this is where he landed and this is where he's staying. As he is a couple years into a 5-year contract. To the playoffs, and how do you go from bye week to bye to the playoffs? I don't know. Trey Lance obviously crushing it. Dylan, best yards per carry. They just don't run the ball that much around here. And then Josh Gordon, slipping a little bit here, but still obviously 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns is a win. The Bears win another Super Bowl. Yeah, nice, yay. As Trey Lance, of course, doesn't say, I don't give a damn how you guys are doing. I'm a freaking god. Oh, was he already a superstar? X Factor? I thought he was superstar. I don't know. I must have missed it. They have a superstar tackle as well. They must have got him in free agency because I don't remember seeing any rookie. Well, to be fair, maybe he was a low overall. It's been a long night. They must not be him. I was about to say, he can't have been here that long. Williams. Oh, was Terran? Oh, maybe he went up in dev as well. I don't know, dude. I'm not paying attention. Everyone, screw it. Couple of decent DBs. None of them are hidden, though, unfortunately, but still, obviously, a lot of potential there, especially with the youth. All right, playoffs back again. 8-8. Not really insane, season, I suppose, but Trey Lance continues to crush it. Gordon gets his second best season of his career. Can he maybe get lucky enough around the league to be best wide receiver? And he is number 2 again. Somebody just give him the award. I don't care if you have to rig the damn thing. Do it. As once again, we lose to another really good stacked roster for the first week of the postseason. I suppose at least they're in the postseason pretty much every year, but jeez, man, as the Jaguars win a Super Bowl. Josh Gordon did kind of sell, though. Looking at what the Patriots drafted, not a bad-looking linebacker, and then a cornerback with a hidden 5'9", but still looking pretty damn good. No playoffs. This is 8-8, man. This team just loves 8-8. New running back. Yikes. Josh Gordon, another really good season. Potentially good enough for wide receiver of the year. Trey Lance finally wins best player. And Josh Gordon, best wide receiver, MVP for Trey Lance, but no postseason. And of course, don't worry about the A. You're probably looking, Coach XP. Look, just relax, okay? Just relax. 11-5, Patriots back in the playoffs. Trey Lance, not really that great, but Gordon, still probably X Factor worthy, right? I'm not going to argue that one. Still pretty damn good. As it looks like Hunter Henry will be done after the season, and I don't give a damn, to be honest. I mean, as of course, can we get out of the first round, please? Like, the next time we get out of the first round is literally when we get a bye week, if we get another one, and that's it. As I think it's another Super Bowl repeat with the Jaguars winning another Super Bowl. Josh Gordon, who is now 30, which I believe is what he is real life. Maybe he's 31. Still a 99 overall. Really damn good. I mean, normally by now we'd have a guy that's like really good route running for medium and deep, and then his short would be bad, or vice versa, whatever. But now he's just good across the board. Maybe could even made his jumping better than that. Like I said, the only chance, but surprisingly at 11-5, and I'm not really sure how that's possible, but Trey Lance, really good season. Dawkins, oh, okay. Of course, still way better yards per reception. Still an X Factor, obviously. But hey, I mean, technically a down year, right? Still not going to, once again, drop him from Superstar X Factor, but still, as it's the Browns and Chiefs, just cycle them in and throw the loss at us, because that's literally what happens every time. This team is an absolute disappointment at this point. Trey Lance and Gordon are just not enough of a combo. As the Broncos win a Super Bowl here, let's, I suppose, take a look, as he had a pretty decent season. We know that, but he had a pretty decent game. Playoffs again, no bye week this time, so, I mean, I guess it doesn't even matter. We're still not going to come out of the first round we play in. And this Dawkins guy, how good is he? What's his type? So, he's a pure trucking guy. What were his stats and awards? So, with the Rams, meh. Didn't really play for Chicago. He's pretty much a career backup, but came here looking pretty good, almost the exact same season. So, trucking back, I guess, is the answer to the questions. As far as receiving goes, Gordon, that is, for one, obviously best wide receiver category. If that is, I don't know who is. But two, that's inching him closer to Jerry Rice. I mean, once again, playing till 40 in your 40s is probably unlikely here in Madden, but still has a chance. And hey, we win! Beat the Ravens. Uh-oh. Is it happening? Is it happening? It is! The Super Bowl! The freaking Cowboys versus the Patriots. Where the hell? I should have done the other way. Whatever. We'll go take a look at each of these stats. That's not the team we are. Let's take a look at Josh Gordon's performances. Really good. He's been pretty damn good in like 95% of his playoff games, so I wouldn't expect anything else. Not great there, I'll be honest. And then for the big game against your division rival, bigger than any, obviously very solid stuff. He's always getting a good amount of receptions at least, and usually a lot of yards. Going against those Cowboys, nobody win in this situation, right? Nobody would win. So many people hate the Cowboys, and obviously because of the Patriots winning so many Super Bowls, and I suppose there's been some cheating allegations. What franchise hasn't? But yeah, that also plays a factor, obviously, and this would probably be the most disliked Super Bowl ever. But it wouldn't surprise me that it's one of the most watched as well, right? But going to the end of the game, do we have a chance to see Josh Gordon hoisting a Super Bowl trophy? Actually, he may have in real life. When was he with the Patriots? I think it was maybe a year too late. Or was it a year too early? I don't remember. But, of course, whether he did or not, he's going to get a chance here as they're going to win the Super Bowl 38-20. Let's see Josh Gordon up there. Maybe he's even in the MVP. You never know. He's actually had some pretty damn big playoff performances in the past. It would not surprise me. If I had to put my money on it, it'd be obviously Trey. And if not him, I probably would say Josh Gordon. So we're about to find out. Of course, cool celebration and all that. We haven't seen this enough, obviously. Come on. Show us the damn. I want to see who's the MVP, and I'd like to see the podium real quick. Come on. Do it. Hurry up, and I got all day. Of course, the quarterback's number 4, but it's obviously not Dak Prescott's. And the Super Bowl MVP is the running back, Kendrick Dawkins. Never mind. So I guess not. Look at the Mac. It looks so tiny. the AC on McDonald is just so tweeny. He's so schmoon. Of course, in Miami for this one. Confetti flying from the Earth's atmosphere. As you will in real life. That's how it comes out as well. And just in general, if you didn't know that. As Josh Gordon and company win the Super Bowl. That's all I need to know. For his performance, Josh Gordon did not play super well. But once again, we've seen it in Super Bowls past or big playoff games past. Teams can often lose because they're focusing too much on the opposing star. So just because you didn't have the stats doesn't mean you weren't one of the best or the best performer out there. Obviously, if they put 2 players on him at all times or even 3 at times, or they changed their entire defense to rotate towards him, that's a huge impact that could be the reason they lose, All right, to the playoffs. You couldn't tell why I haven't shown the draft classes lately. It's because they trash. Look at this. What a freaking division. Absolutely insane. Trey Lance obviously still balling here. And I really, here's the thing. I didn't think about the fact that, he could have left. But yeah, obviously Josh Gordon's still here and he's still balling. Has yet to have a single season of under 1,000 yards receiving. Absolutely insane. Let's take a look at his regular season stats, just because obviously we don't know when he's going to retire. Plenty of times I've seen guys retire, when they're not even under a 90 in Madden. So Josh Gordon, what are the Jerry Rice numbers, though? Obviously they're absolutely astronomical, but let's take a look. Jesus Christ. Like, how does anyone catch up to that? 22,895. Touchdowns getting there, though. He's getting there. As far as, like, all-time goes, obviously there's going to be some real numbers in here as well, I would assume. Larry Fitzgerald kind of gets up there. Hopkins and some other guys. But he's already almost on the list. I wouldn't say already, because, once again, he is basically on the line of retirement here. Should see a big regression. At least play another season, maybe 2, but realistically probably like 6 if he wanted to, as the Rams win the Super Bowl. Let's take a look at the regression. Was like a 97 overall, now is a 95. He's still going strong at 33. I'm just saying. Oh, we back. Watch out. The Patriots are trying to end everyone's happiness again, as Josh Gordon, once again, never under 1,000 yards, gets another 1,000-yard season. Can they do it? Going up against the 9-7 Texans. Of course, they get a home game and we don't. Shocking. Beat the Texans. We beat the Ravens before. We can do it again. Going against the Dolphins, the division rivals. We win again. Back-to-back Super Bowls. Potentially, obviously. I'm not going to go into this one. We've already seen a Super Bowl win. And another one has been achieved. The Patriots are back-to-back champs. That's, wow. It's like, that's so, I've never seen that before. Let's take a look at Josh Gordon's seasonal stats. So, yikes. In the wild card, okay. Divisional, okay. Terrible against the Dolphins, and then in the Super Bowl, consistently like 70 yards. You can't put up 100-some yards every single game. It'd be nice to see a couple of touchdowns in there, especially with red zone threat, but it is what it is. Will we see Gordon already retire, though? It's kind of what I'm worried about. 95 overall, drops down to a retirement package? Is that what happened? There's no way he's already retired, right? They probably just let him go. KJ Hamler retires after 14. Jamar Chase, Mooney, Ruggs. I mean, we are seeing some pretty decent developable names. If a guy like Ruggs is gone after 14 seasons, there's a chance that that maybe our guy did retire, but I mean, it doesn't seem like it. I can't tell, though. It's just it just hurts my brain seeing those numbers fly so much. We'll go to the draft. Let's see where he is, if he is around. And Josh Gordon is a Panther. Why you would let him go, or even give him a chance to leave, I don't know, but headed to the playoffs, and this is what happens when you join Carolina. Sorry, Panthers fans. Josh Gordon, you almost ruined him. He almost had his first under 1,000-yard season. Come on, man. Of course, absolutely crushing it, which should also put him on the list, right? It does. Where is he? He's number 3 all-time. He literally plays one more season. He's number 2 all-time to Mr. Jerry. Probably number 2 for touchdowns already. I'm not going to look at the awards. There's no point. The question is, will he be here for another season? We don't know. I mean, we don't know. Obviously, he hasn't been bad enough for me to drop his dev, so he's going to stay an X factor with the Patriots out of the AFC. The Ravens have been able to go on and win the Super Bowl while the Patriots are still in the AFC, but you know what I mean. Josh Gordon's gone. But speaking of gone, is he actually gone? And maybe, I'm not 100% sure. He may have retired. And Josh Gordon, I mean, he can still play, so, like, why would you retire, I suppose? I guess it's because you've called it quits. 14 seasons in the NFL, 17,000 yards on the nose. He says, you know what? I'm going to leave my boy Larry Fitz with number 2 all-time. What a guy. Of course, he gets number 2 for touchdowns anyways, which is probably beatable, right? That is beatable. I just don't see anyone ever passing those receiving numbers. With the NFL game getting so fast as well, it's just so hard to avoid injuries. I just don't see it happening. I mean, how do you play as long as Jerry? Jerry needs to be investigated for some sort of superhuman strength, god-tier, mutancy, deficient human centipede 3 movie. Yep. Anyways, that is going to be the career resim of Josh Gordon. A once exciting player. Couldn't get it together, for the NFL, I suppose. But maybe still gearing up for another comeback. Maybe we haven't seen the end of him. You know, it's only been recently enough that he was out, and I think it was another suspension. But I think he is trying to come back very, very soon. So we'll see. I don't know. But regardless, thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. The biggest thing you can do, though, for me, well, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. But besides that, would be to let me know in the comment section below who you want to see next. I have Ray Rice in mind, Sterling Sharp, maybe even Larry Fitzgerald, just because he really hasn't had the postseason success you would hope for a guy as prolific as him. There's probably some other guys. I was thinking maybe Arian Foster, probably not. We could do like Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly maybe, if I haven't already done. I think I may have already done Luke Kuechly, if I'm not mistaken. But let me know in the comment section below if you have a suggestion. And that is pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!